ruler of Latveria and this season's ultimate villain, finally shows up on the island and ready to wreak havoc. He's set to unleash the full power of Pandora's box and finally seize control of the island after his unexpected return in the last live event. The twist? Hope is standing in his way. So, who's going to come out on top? And what's really at stake? Who will reign supreme? And what's on the line? So, grab some popcorn, get comfy, because this one's gonna be epic. Today, we're diving deep into the secrets of the upcoming event, the creepy changes happening all over the island, a bunch of spooky collabs, and of course, the first showdown against Doom has finally taken place. It seems like Iron Man has been busy creating something impressive, based on the setup around the island. Close to the event site, you might even catch a glimpse of a Peelverine on patrol, though its location can vary. Sometimes it appears near the restored reels. In addition to this new setup, there are 5 new rift beacons installed. These are not the smaller ones from earlier updates. They're larger, resembling the technology Stark was developing back in Season 14. If you're looking to grab some XP, there's a quest tied to activating these beacons that you can pick up from the Banana Guard. Clear your schedule for 2 p.m. EST time this Saturday, because this event is going to be a wild ride. And yes, I'll be live streaming the entire thing, so make sure you turn on those notifications. This event is turning out to be changes across the map. It's confirmed that the Brawlers Battleground will... This lake was drained back during the Pirates of the Caribbean event, but now it seems there's something else at play. The 0 point is beneath the lake. I guess it's absolutely clear now that our theory was right, and Dr. Doom is after whatever is under the lake. If you're subscribed to this channel, you already knew it. There have been mentions of it in the new update files. If you've got any other theories about why the lake water is gone, hit up the comments. I always love reading them. Big shout out to Ryan and the other subscribers for sharing awesome theories. But the weirdness doesn't stop there. The river west of the lake is also almost dried up. Something major is definitely happening. But what exactly? We'll discuss more of that once we get more clues. Last update. Epix accidentally added a tiny hill near the Arch Bridge, and because we've been low on map changes recently, the community has latched onto this little hill, making all sorts of funny videos about it. And guess what? The hill is still here in this update, which means it's our turn to hop on the trend. We definitely need to give this hill a name, so drop your ideas in the comments. The most liked one gets to be the hill. See info on Mephisto's role during Halloween. He'll be appearing on the island, not to help Doom, bring different effects. For example, using the gift will cost you 20 health in exchange for a random weapon. The pact takes 40 health but gives some kind of buff. I'm not exactly sure what this buff is yet, but it might be something like speed boost or lot. But in return, Mephisto will resurrect your entire squad without needing a re-island, specifically in the underworld. We'll find out more details closer to Tuesday, and I'll cover it all on my YouTube channel, so make sure to subscribe. Aside from new collabs, a ton of items from the vault are making a comeback for Halloween. Expect to see flying. Pick might leave them out this time to avoid scaring off the Marvel-loving crowd, but I personally hope they're back, because they give Fortnite that special spooky vibe. Epix also has some big collabs lined up for Halloween. We're getting Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw, the Puppet from Saw, and a creepy Marshmallow style. So, if you haven't stocked up on V-Bucks, now's the time to do it. Speaking of collabs, the creative mode is also getting some love. A ton of new goodies related to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are now available. Epix started talking about adding items from various collabs to UEFN back in early summer, but the first content is only now rolling out. So far, we only have the TMNT items, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see Attack on Titan or Dragon Ball stuff in creative mode when Chapter 6 kicks off. Epic also added a tool for creating first-person islands, though it's still in an experimental stage. You won't find these maps in recommendations yet, and the feature is a bit buggy, but it's a step in an interesting direction. Alright, back to the main event that hit the stage this Saturday. It seems like the Loopers might finally get a chance to push back against Doom. At least if the hints are anything to go by. First, we've got Doom's cracked armor, with one eye visibly damaged, probably courtesy of Stark's beacons. And in one of the upcoming challenges, we need to visit Doom's destroyed tower. Seems Doom's Forge did not survive the Rift Beacon's assault. A new style called Pandora's Chosen, where her right arm is covered in what looks like a sleeve, or maybe it's a prosthetic? Looks like Midas vibe here. Could it be that during the battle with Doom, Hope loses her arm, and this is her new look for the rematch? Or maybe it's just an accessory. Either way, the outcome of this event is anything but certain, and I can't predict who's going to come out on top. Personally, I'm hoping for an epic plot twist, especially since there's supposed to be a cinematic scene during the event. That means we're in for something big. Plus, data miners have already found info on another major event happening at the end of this season. Yup, you heard me right. We're getting 2 events in one season. They might not be as massive likes on this video or giving them a shout out in the comments. I'll do a detailed breakdown of the event and the first battle with Doom in a separate video. Of course, we can't forget the new skins, all themed around Fortnitemares. Starting with the new skins, Epic went all out, with the cube style looking incredibly cool. Perfect for medieval fans and those who love the purple cube theme. They've also got something for competitive players who are tired of the regular ruby skin. Now you can get Dark Ruby infused with cube energy. It's not the most original design, but it's sure to find its audience. The new level up bundle looks really interesting too, especially since the armor is reminiscent of the tower defenders from Season 6 of Chapter 2 and the chrome from later seasons. Is this a hint at something, or just a nostalgic callback? Either way, it's nice to see Epic keeping the storyline alive. And of course, we've got yet another skeleton skin. This time, it's a black and white plush monkey joining the Boneyard crew. If you're into collecting those, this one's a must-have. If not, maybe think twice before picking it up. By the way, the new skins for Leatherface, the puppet from Saw, and Dark Marshmallow should be coming out this update too, so having extra V-Bucks wouldn't hurt. Overall, this update feels even better. Need to take a step back. So to truly grasp Dr. Doom's plan and his fixation on the power of the 0 point, we should explore the Fortnite x Marvel Zero War comics. In these comics, we can uncover the real motivations behind his actions and gain a clearer understanding of the upcoming events in the current season. It seems that Charlie Wen has taken inspiration from this in the current storyline, furthering Dr. Doom's narrative from the Zero War comic series. To start, I'll skip the well-known parts that everyone already knew without the comics. I think Epic decided to develop the story so deeply for those who aren't familiar with Fortnite's world and events. Thanks to these comics, Epic is expanding its army of Fortnite fans. But if you want to relive the whole storyline and connect all the dots, let's get to it. Now, to set the stage, sipping a beer. Suddenly, Spider-Man and Jonesy appear, flanking him from both sides. Wolverine, being Wolverine, doesn't like this, and is ready to throw them out when Mirage walks in, immediately catching Logan's eye.
What are you staring at, Shorty, Dark, and Harry?
Trying to figure a reason why I might listen to the Spider-Man.
After a brief introduction of the heroes, Spider-Man turns to Logan.
You might have heard about the sudden disappearance of a chunk of Manhattan, along with me and the Daily Bugle, right?
You find yourself a black costume again?
Not this time. Instead, we found ourselves on an island in another universe, a place that's the origin of all realities. The source of this really big bang. They've been doing terrible things, like abducting people from different realities to force them into endless battles. At one point, they even abducted several key figures, including Thor, Iron Man, and yes, you, Wolverine. And no, I'm not mad I didn't make that list. Things have gotten a lot worse. The IO is planning to hit the reset button on the entire island, to wipe out everything and start over. The only thing standing in their way is the 7, although technically there are only 6 of them at the moment, but that's a whole different story. This red-haired friend of ours is one of the 7. Their leader is a huge armored guy named the Foundation. Imagine Tony Stark mixed with Nick Fury, but with Hulk's body. Besides Jones, the 7's army is made up of what we call loopers, people who were abducted from other realities. The 7 have been freeing them from the endless loop of battles I mentioned. If you die in the loop, you come back to life, only to fight again. But outside the loop, it's worse. It's like an eternity of endless bloodshed.
Oh no, fish stick. Why you?
It's not fish stick, it's a snapshot. One of the duplicates the island makes of people in the loop.
Wait, really? Oh, thank the Sacred Triangle.
Then the Foundation tells Jonesy that even if they destroy the outpost, it doesn't mean anything, because the Imagined Order can bring people from different realities.
Even if we destroy the outpost, it doesn't mean anything. The Imagined Order can bring people from different realities.
The Imagined Order has been working on a doomsday device, and the 7 need something powerful enough to turn the tide of the battle. Paradigm built a mecha, a massive robot, but we need to reach it. Paradigm is a missing member of the Seven. It's a touchy subject. She supposedly switched...
It crash-landed on the moon orbiting the island. The moon is covered in ice and
Says,
We need to get to the moon and repair the mecha.
well, it's not going to be easy. The cold there can destroy even our armor, and the weather conditions could tear apart any ship we send.
Spidey comes in.
Hey, great plan. Loving all the likely to die stuff. But let's put a pin in it for a sec. If I can get back to my world, I can recruit a whole army of tough customers. Some of them have even been here before. But they were just the tip of the iceberg. We've got a whole universe of them. And we love to get together for comic emergencies.
Harmony then remembers they have the Imagined Order's portal device, but it only has 2 charges left. The scientist confirms each charge can teleport an unlimited number of people back to the island. Spider-Man interjects. To get Spider-Man home, they need access to the 0 point, which is currently at the heart of the Imagined Order's base center. They decide that the Foundation will help Spider-Man and Jonesy sneak into the 0 point in stealth mode, and once they make contact, they'll teleport Spider-Man and others back to their reality. As they're planning, the scientist asks Spider-Man to do one more thing: recover a fragment of the 0 point that Galactus nearly consumed during the battle back in Chapter 2, Season 4. Galactus tried to devour the 0 point, but he was sent back to his reality before he could finish the job. A fragment of the 0 point was left behind and went with sneaks into the Imagined Order's base through the sewers, wearing disguises provided by the Seven. Once inside, they come across some IO soldiers dumping waste into a river. Naturally, they take down those soldiers and continue their infiltration. As they move deeper into the base, they notice that some of the structure is still upside down after the island flip from Chapter 3, Season 1. Jonesy, a former IO agent, knows the layout of the base.
Take care of this. You don't need to worry, Gino.
Your help is invaluable to us, Dr. Doom. We acknowledge very few, but of all the possible universes, you fit our needs the best. I'm confident you are already a valued addition to the Imagined Order.